If you wanted to get somewhere, let's say Manchester or Barcelona or Paris, for example, you would put the location in the map. You would set the form of travel, whether you're cycling there or driving there or getting a plane, and you would let the map in your phone provide you with the most efficient route from where you are now to Paris. So I have a very important question for today's session. If whenever you want to get somewhere, you put in the destination, you understand how you're going to get there, you understand what resources you need, and then you begin your traveling, why don't you apply the exact same philosophy in your life? Why do some people not even have a destination? That's issue number one. Then the people that have some kind of destination, why do they spend time doing things, traveling, spending time, fuel, and money in directions that's got nothing to do with their destination for their life? The same way we set targets for traveling to somewhere is the same way we should be setting targets for our life vision. So my question for you today is this. This is our complex breakdown. Why, with all of the knowledge and understanding of how to set goals, how to set things up, why do we still spend time in random directions? My name's Pierre Yamfam. This is Get Out of Your Way. And let's figure this one out together. But first, accountability. As always, did I wake up on time today at 4:30 a.m.? And what is today's success principle? You're in for a treat. Let's do it. Beautiful people. A little bit of Chris Brown. How's it going, guys? I'm just outside for my midday walk. I call it flowtivity, flow and activity together. So yeah, just on my midday walk. Loving this sunset. I think the sunset's actually going down right now, guys. Yeah, it's just going down. But the sunset has been incredible. So just my midday walk. I do this every day for half an hour. And today's Saturday, so I didn't do. There's no workout today. Normally, the success principles are in the gym. But today's Saturday and Sunday, so I don't do a workout on these 2 days. I let the body rest. And I also bought a selfie stick, but I'm currently holding the camera with my hand right now because I don't know how to use it. So I need to figure that one out. But yeah, feeling really, really good. And for today's success principle, it really continues on from yesterday in terms of why do successful people go the distance and why do unsuccessful people don't go the distance, sort of thing, right? What's the difference between the two groups of people? So I've done some more thinking about that, and that's actually going to make up today's success principle for success principle 3, day 4. I'm going to fix that at some point, don't worry. It's because on day 1 I introduced the channel and I didn't do a success principle, so the first success principle ended up being on day 2. So we're going to fix that, don't worry. I'll double up on the success principle so that every day, so it's like day 5, success principle 5. Day 6, success principle 6. I'll sort that out, don't worry. Anyway, now the logistics are out the way. Success principle number 3. Day 4. Yeah. Awesome. So, it continues on from yesterday, as I mentioned. And this success principle is actually... it's quite deep because what I found, on top of successful people having a very deep and meaningful why, which is what we spoke about yesterday, a very deep and meaningful reason, successful people also, the ones that go the distance and the ones that are very, very happy in their lives, these successful people focus on the process and the journey. That's the most important thing for them, not the outcome or not the result, right? And let me break that down into what I mean by that. When you're setting your goals and when you're setting your outcomes for the year and what it is that you want to achieve, ask yourself a very important question. Are you setting the goal? Is it an ego-driven goal? whereby you're setting the goal because you want the outcome and all of the bells and whistles that come with it. So for example, let's say you set a goal for, again, losing weight, like we spoke about yesterday. Are you losing weight so that you can look good in front of, like, is it so I can look good in front of my friends? I can go to the beach topless, even though it's snowing. Why would you go to the beach? But you know what I mean. Is it for those purposes? Are you setting the goal because you just want to lose weight? Is it because is the goal just so you can lose weight? Is the outcome of the goal of being thin, is that why you're setting the goal? Ask yourself that question and be very honest, because when it comes to getting out of your way, you need to ask the most deepest, direct questions, and you need to be very honest with yourself in order to, let me go this way, because I think the ground is quite noisy with all the crunching. But it's very important to ask yourself the deepest questions and then be very honest with yourself, okay? So ask yourself that question. Why are you setting the goal? Every day, are you thinking about the outcome? Oh, I can't wait to lose all this weight. I'm gonna have all this weight off me. I'm gonna look so good. Is it ego driven? Or when you set the goal, are you excited about, rather than being so excited about the outcome, are you excited actually about going to the gym every day, maybe with a friend? Are you excited about learning how to lift weights correctly? Are you excited about the meals that you're going to be eating on a daily basis, like the healthy meals, right? What is it that you're actually excited about? And if you're excited about the outcome, you're unlikely to last the journey, okay? If you're excited about the growth and the process and the learning and the development and the daily wins, if you're excited about that, you will go so far. You will go the complete distance and you'll surpass your actual expectations and you'll surpass your goals. And the psychology behind this is that humans need wins on a consistent basis. Humans need wins like dopamine hits and wins as consistently as possible to stay motivated to do something. If you set a goal of losing X amount of weight, and then that goal's going to be in the future, right? So that goal may be like in 8 months' time or a year's time. If you're excited about that, that's a year away. So the dopamine hits and the excitement isn't going to come for you until a year's time, if you get that far. And so that's the reason why people then drop off. That's the reason why people don't make the distance, because what they're doing is they're not feeding themselves with the daily, in some cases even hourly, loops of dopamine and hits and wins. They're not experiencing the full effects of what that could be like, because they've assigned all of their identity, their excitement, and their hopes and desires, they've assigned that to one event at the end. The same psychology happens with athletes who win the Olympics or win massive events like the World Cup. They become depressed afterwards. You've actually come first, you've got a gold medal, and afterwards you're depressed because what you've done is you've assigned all of your hopes, dreams, desires, excitement on the end goal. And once you achieve that end goal, your identity essentially melts away. And your identity melts away because your identity was on achieving the goal rather than the process. So that's the psychology behind it. And now let's go into the process and what that looks like. So again, back to our gym example, you could focus on multiple different aspects of the process. Like I mentioned, excitement around the meals that you're creating for yourself every single day. I'm actually holding my arm up right now. I swear to God, I need a selfie stick. I've got a selfie stick, but I need to learn how to use it so I can. I don't know how that's going to help though. I need to figure out the selfie stick thing. But I'm going to hold my arm up right now and keep going. Love you guys. Anyway, so meals. What meals are you having every day, right? Going to the gym daily with your friends. Hopefully you have an accountability partner that you can go to the gym with. It will make the process a lot easier for you. Okay? Maybe you want to treat yourself to nice equipment, or, every now and then buy yourself new workout gear. Again, to keep the excitement and the buzz very consistent, right? Maybe you want to have a tracker, and the tracker is where you track your daily progress or you track your weekly progress. And as you see yourself dropping every single week, you're attached to those weekly drops rather than the end goal of one big drop at the end, right? So these are the ways that you focus on the journey and not the outcome. And then you need to think to yourself about the character that you're building. The character that you're building is a character of consistency, discipline, focus, saying you're going to do something and you do it, self-integrity, self-confidence will be built, right? And these are the things that you should be gunning for. These are the things that you should be aiming for. These are the attributes of the journey of losing weight. This is what it's all about. It's not about losing the weight. Having a goal of losing the weight should always and should seriously be about what you're going to gain from the journey. If you focus on the gain from the journey, you will not only, as I mentioned before, smash your goal and surpass your goal, but you will build the characteristics and traits of successful people that you can then apply in so many different areas of your life. Okay? So, to summarize, success principle number 3 is, when you set your goals, focus on the journey and not the outcome. Okay? What can you achieve? What can you grab? What can you hold on to about the journey rather than focusing on the outcome? If you do that, I promise you, you will be so much more successful. You will go so much further than you could have ever imagined. And that's what I do in my life. Whether it's with Finder's Force, our award-winning app that we're building and launching, whether it's with my design agency, whether it's with my other ventures as an entrepreneur, whether it's with my personal growth, I don't care. I do care obviously about the outcome, but I'm not fixated on that at all by any stretch of the imagination. And the last point I want to make on this is that focusing on the process and the journey over the outcome, what's going to happen is you're going to make certain decisions that's different than if you focused on the outcome so much. You're going to make certain decisions that are different. I'll give you one example before we sign out for this success principle. With Finder's Force, the app that we're launching, we were raising investment, right? We already raised our pre-seed round and we were raising our seed round, right, in 2024. And we engaged with about 30 investors. These are investors, VCs in total, right, during this period. And one investor came and let's just say their vibe was off, right? It was like, immediately I could sense that they wanted to invest in my company almost sort of like for themselves. They didn't really understand, they didn't really get the vision, they didn't really ask the right questions, and the vibe was very much off. Now, we needed the money, we were running out of cash, and if I was so focused on the outcome, I may have accepted his offer because we need the money, right? That's it. Get the money, launch the app, be successful. That's what we need to get done. So the decisions that I may have made if I was focused on the outcome is I could have taken the guy's money. But because I'm focused on the process and the journey and who I'm becoming throughout this journey of launching this company and dominating industries and impacting the world, because I'm focused on the journey of that, I can look past the instant gratification of having a bunch of money from a guy who's basically a bit of a dick, right? I can look past that. And what I can actually do instead is make a more process-based decision than an outcome-based decision. And the process-based decision is, I want to build, this is so crucial, listen to this. I want to build Finder's Force with the best possible team and the best possible people around me. Full stop. I'm not building it with anyone else. I'm not interested in any other offers from any individuals that don't fit specific criteria that align with my values and the company's values. I'm not interested because I'm focused on who I'm becoming and what the company's becoming in the process, not the outcome of having a $1 trillion company. And that's it. I'm not interested in that. The $1 trillion is meaningless to me. The $1 billion is meaningless to me. What I'm interested in is the way we make the impact. Purpose-driven, right? The way we make the impact, not just making the impact. Now, this is a 12-minute success principle. I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, but I got a bit carried away. I hope that makes sense. I hope you've gathered and you understand the success principle here, which is which is really to set your goals and focus on the journey and the process and who you're becoming, not the outcome. The outcome is irrelevant. I promise you. When you get there, when you get the £1,000,000, when you lose the weight, you don't want your identity to be lost with that because you focused all on that. Okay? I'm gonna sign out now. And someone buy me a new hat. Why do I still have an Obey hat? Obey hats, these hats were from like 2010. I need a new hat. It's ridiculous. Catch you guys in a bit. Peace. Wow, someone needs to keep me on a chain, because if I don't keep these times down, we're going to end up having 1 hour, 2 hour daily vlogs. And anybody got time for that? No, joking. I have got time for that. But no, seriously, I need to keep these insights, these daily success principles. I need to keep them to 5 minutes. Hold me accountable, okay? Hold me accountable to keeping these to 5 minutes. But that was awesome. I love that. And the same principle applies even in this YouTube channel that we're doing together, right? It's like the outcome. I haven't even thought about any concept of outcome. There is no outcome. It's continue delivering daily value to you incredible people. That's it. Continue showing up, continue being accountable. Continue being accountable, continue making sure that I do the things that I said I'm going to do, which is posting every day, waking up at 4:30, delivering the value. That's it. Wherever the channel goes is completely irrelevant to me. As long as at least one person's watching. Okay, let me be real. One person at least needs to be watching, because I'm joking. No one needs to watch. Just the dedication and the commitment that I've set to myself, that I want to get these videos done, is enough. And this is how deep this philosophy can go, whereby even if nobody watched this YouTube channel, and I said to myself that I need to post every single day in the hope maybe that one person will watch and I will provide value, then that's what I'm here to do. Okay. So focus on the process, let go of the outcome, attach your identity to growth. Okay. So day 4, we have an incredible complex question to break down today. One of life's most interesting questions, because it always puzzles me. It gets me a little bit mad as well, because eventually we'll get into character types, right? So I'm a C type, which is logic, rationality, time's very important, do everything very strategically, dot the I's, cross the T's. That's my nature, that's my character type. And time wasting is a massive issue for us C types. So, by the way, there's D types, D for Delta, I for Indigo. There's S types, right? For Sierra, and there's C types, okay, for Charlie. So it spells DISC, D-I-S-C. Those are the 4 main character types. It's quite a popular breakdown of how people's personality types are, and we're going to get into that. I cannot wait. That's like one of my favorite topics in the past couple of years. So I'm a C type. Time's very important, and this question gets me a little bit mad, because it's a time wasting question. It's all about time wasting. It's all about wasteful resources. It's all about doing things that have got nothing to do with the end goal. And that gets me going. Oh my God, it gets me going. So I'm very happy to tackle this question with you guys today. I am on a timer, okay? So I have to keep this to 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm joking. I'll keep it to 15 minutes, okay? It has to be 15 minutes. So let's get in and let's break this down. Now, get my notes up. Okay, so first of all, let's rephrase the question, okay? What we're asking here is why, number one, the question actually must have a premise. The question must have a foundation, which is, do you have your life vision mapped out or do you not? Okay. For the people who don't have if you're someone who doesn't have your life vision mapped out, and I don't mean mapped out as in, I want to be a footballer, or I don't want mapped out as in, I want to be a hairstylist. That's not mapped out. That's just an end goal, right? Oh my God, we need to get into end goals and infinite goals and all this stuff. Yeah, okay, we've got a lot of topics to discuss next week. But essentially, that is not mapped out. I'm talking about your life vision mapped out. I'm talking about all the categories of your life that you see on the, when we get into the success blueprints, and we're looking at currently the Identity 2025 document on my laptop. Do you have all your 12 categories mapped out? Have you thought about each area of your life? Do you know where you're heading in each area of your life? Do you have a holistic understanding of exactly where you want to get to? Not necessarily how you're going to get there. The how isn't that important. That will unfold when you do the right things every day, right? That will unfold. in the direction that you want to. But do you have things mapped out? Do you have a life vision mapped out? If you don't, then you need to really work on that. That is crucial. People who don't have their life vision mapped out in personal growth and in the elite circles, the circles also that I operate in, we call these people drifters. Okay. Drifters are people who go through life aimlessly, hence drifting, and they don't have a vision, or they have a very loose vision, and they are willing, as a result, and by default, they are willing to spend their time doing madness. I'm talking about aimlessly going out drinking, clubbing, doing a madness, drinking, smoking, gambling, sex addiction, all this stuff drifters do. And the reason why they do it is because they haven't taken control of their time, which leaves them vulnerable, and haven't taken control of their life vision as well. And that leaves them vulnerable for other people, other entities, other powers that be to take control of their time for them. Okay. So if you don't take control of your time, if you don't take control of your life vision, there are hundreds of thousands of companies and brands that are more than willing to do that job for you. Okay. So if you don't have your life vision mapped out, and I'm talking detailed, and I can help you with that as well. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I just said that because I want to help, but leave a comment, message me, DM me, and we can work through that together. I have a process whereby we go through that process, and I can actually help you find out, work out why you're here, what your purpose is, and then we can build your life vision. I don't know why I just made that commitment. Put the comment in the box and we'll get going. I'll find a way, even if it's an online webinar and I do it for 50, 100, 300 people at once. Okay. Now, if you do have your life vision, okay, if you do have your life vision, how detailed is it? And if you're happy with how detailed it is, then ask yourself this important question. Do you spend every second of every day, of every week, every month, every year, every decade, eventually every century, when we get into biogenetics, but that's another story. But do you spend all of your time on your life vision? Full stop. That's it. And I'll tell you a story about why that question is so important. So, as mentioned before, I like to be in elite circles. Okay. So what that means is we're talking about other very successful individuals. We come together, we speak about success principles, and we call them masterminds, right? You may have heard of a mastermind before. A mastermind is a collection of individuals who share a common purpose of personal growth and development. That could be personal growth and development literally for themselves, or that could be personal growth and development, development of businesses and things like that, right? So it's all about moving forward in whatever domain you're in. They all agree on set principles for the mastermind and the meetings. You know, never be late or always be on time, and all those other principles. But essentially, it's a group of people that come together to enhance and elevate and accelerate their success. This is what a mastermind is. So I had a mastermind a few months ago, and it was me and another individual. There was two of us in this mastermind. So we were talking about our life visions, and I asked him. He shall not be named. I'm joking. You know who you are. You're watching this video right now. I asked him. We were talking about our life visions, and it was his turn to talk about his life vision. So he mapped out his entire life vision. I was impressed. I was like, God damn, this guy's got it on lock. And he's doing all the things that successful people should do, which is map it out, detailed, all this stuff. But then there was an issue with the way he concluded his story, the way he concluded his life vision. He mapped everything out, and then he goes, sorry. There was an issue with the way he concluded it. But I made some conclusions, and there were issues in my conclusions that I made of his life vision. So I said to the guy, if this is your life vision that you've just mapped out, why are you doing A, B, C, D, and E every day of your life, right? So he mapped out his life vision, mapped out how he spends his days, all this stuff. And there were quite a few activities all within work. So don't get me wrong, he wasn't like randomly roller skating or randomly going clubbing, or he wasn't wasting his time like that. He was doing tasks, he was doing work. But the work that he was doing, I assessed the work and said, but this doesn't move you towards your life vision. These things you're doing has got nothing to do with this picture that you just painted. I said to the guy, these things, A, B, C, D, E, or just say ABC, these things, ABC, has got nothing to do with your life vision. So why are you doing them? And better yet, let me ask you a question. I said to him, when you leave this mastermind space that we're in, this location that we were in, I said, when you leave this place and you travel home, do you know, like, have you planned out? Do you know every step that you're going to take in terms of from leaving the door, getting onto the train, traveling back into London? Do you know every step you're going to take? And do you know, are you conscious of every action you're going to be taking and how that leads towards your life vision? He looked at me blankly. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'll say it again. From the moment you leave this building, are you conscious that every step you're taking is towards your life vision? From walking to the station, getting on the train, going to London, going home, is it planned? Do you know what you're doing, and are you conscious? And are you spending your time, even in that journey, are you spending it in the most effective way for your life vision? He looked at me blankly and said, no, I've not, no. And he goes, but Pierre, is that how you live your life? And I was like, duh, like, yes, dude, like, what do you mean? Is that how, of course, that's how I live my life, right? Every single thing I do, every single second is directed and geared towards my life vision. Yes, there are minute times that I mess up in terms of, oh, I shouldn't have spent my time doing that. That's got nothing to do. In fact, no, that's not true. No, that's not even true. Every single, well, no, I don't think that's true. Every single second of my calendar and every single second of my week is directed towards my life vision. Whether the activity that I'm doing ends up being successful or not, that doesn't mean it wasn't towards my life vision. It was still towards my life vision. It just paid off or it didn't pay off. Do you see? So every single thing I do is towards my life vision, full stop. And that's what I said to him. I said, every single second I spend is towards my life vision. I do not spend 1 second. If my life vision is forward ahead of me, I do not spend 1 second deviating and doing something that's not going to contribute to my life vision. Full stop. The guy looked at me, got up, and he walked out of the building. He walked out of the room, just in silence. Now, I didn't know what to do. I obviously I dropped a bomb on him, and obviously I showed him that you are not being efficient with your time. You've mapped out an incredible life vision, but you spend your days doing X, Y, Z, or ABC, and that's wasting your time. It's not contributing to anything that you actually want. Why are you doing it? Better yet, how conscious are you with how you spend every second of every day? He wasn't conscious at all. He wasn't conscious in terms of that level of detail. The guy walked out the room. After about 5-10 minutes, he comes back into the room and he says, Pierre, that was so profound. And from now on, I am not doing anything that doesn't contribute towards my life vision, full stop. That's it, I'm done. And he was like, thank you so much, all that stuff, blah, blah. So that's how powerful this principle is, okay? And if you're not actually able to recognize, or if you're not able to spend the time that's required to actually map out your life vision and then spend time towards that life vision, then do not be upset and do not be heartbroken, downbeaten, moping around when you feel like you don't have purpose and you feel like you don't have direction in your life. It's freaking pointless because you haven't put in the work. You haven't got out of your own way and done what needs to be done. Okay? So with a life vision, what happens is you actually begin making decisions on a daily basis that's directly towards your life vision. Once you have that life vision, and that's what successful people do, when they have their life vision, every single step they take, everything they do on a daily basis, it's geared towards one thing, right? And that's the reason why people can sometimes see successful people as obsessed with their vision. It's not that then some people are obsessed and it's not healthy, but it's not so much that they're obsessed with their life vision. It's more that it comes across to you like they are obsessed because that's all they do. And it's because they've mapped out what they want so clearly, it makes no sense to them to do anything else. This is why they come across obsessed. Okay. Now, within that realm of success, within that way of living, there's healthy ways of doing it and there's unhealthy ways of doing it. Notice how I didn't say map out your career vision or map out your financial money vision, right? How much money do you want to make or have in your bank account before you pass away, right? I'm not talking about any category. I'm not talking about any specific category and saying map out that vision and then go and get it. If you do that, just one category or two or three, if you do that, yes, you can achieve things in that category and yes, you can be successful in that category, but you will not have an overall successful life and you will not feel balanced and you will not feel holistic and whole, fulfilled, enlightened. You won't feel that because what you've done, and that's what the negative obsession looks like, where someone, all they do is work, wake up, brush teeth, shower maybe, work, go to bed in the evening, straight after work. Everything is about work. This is not healthy. This is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is mapping out your life vision, which is 360 degrees, which is 12 categories wide, which you've seen in the document, right? So there is a way of doing it in the right way. And then what that means is that every single thing you do is towards your life vision. So you have your love life, you have your parenting, emotional life, intellectual life. All of those categories is what you focus on at the right times throughout the day. And when you focus on those categories throughout the right times in the day, that's what creates the holistic human being. And that's what I mean by creating your life vision. Okay. So I think that was 15 minutes. I'm scared. I don't want to look at the time. I think it's okay. Let's jump into part 4, blueprint. And let's look at 3 categories for today. And let's look at what sort of goals you can set in those categories. And I will see you on the other side. Awesome, absolutely incredible. So, welcome to Blueprint Part 4 of Get Out of Your Way. So today, this session is actually really short because what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be touching upon the first 3 categories and figuring out sort of what goals to set in those categories. I'm looking at myself again. Get out of town. Look at the camera. Jesus Christ. How many? Day 4. Jeez. Day 4. And I'm still looking at myself. How long does it take before I'm just comfortable looking at the camera? You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. Focus. So we're going to be going through 3 pages today, 3 different categories. And we're just going to look at what goals that can be set. Very quick, very easy, very light. Not too heavy today. So let's jump into the screen share and I will show you what sort of things you can set for different categories. Let's explore that a little bit. Okay, awesome. So health and fitness, category number 1. It goes without saying that health and fitness is the number 1 most important category out of all 12. We don't need to go into that. I'm sure you guys know that. But without this, nothing else matters. So health and fitness is number 1. It's a very, very important category. Take your time with it and really explore what sort of goals you can set. So once you've gone through what didn't go well in 2024 and what did go well, in 2024 and what didn't go well, once you've gone through that, you really want to then start looking at what goals can you set to really tackle these ones here, right? So what goals can you set to tackle these ones? So a very clear example is this. In 2024, this one says, I haven't done a yearly checkup. So a yearly checkup, go to the doctors, check everything, 360 degrees of your body, check everything, and make sure you are ticking over. Elite people do checkups twice a year, once a year, 3 times a year, because they understand that their body is a vessel of success and progress and movement. And if a vessel isn't fine-tuned and working, then they're going to be less efficient in achieving their goals. So elite people have family doctors and they get checked out all the time, basically, like regularly, to make sure they're on point. Okay, so that's what I should be doing. I haven't done a yearly checkup. I didn't do one in 2024. So in 2025, I plan to attend two 360 health checkups. Checkup one, you put the date for when that will be, and then checkup two, you'll then put the date for when that will be. Okay, so this is a clear, direct goal towards something that did not go well in 2024, and this is how you want to set up your goals. Some goals will be brand new goals, right? That's got nothing to do with the last year. You just thought of something new, and some goals will be directly related to what went badly the year before. Okay, so these are the two types of goals that you sort of find. And the third type of goal you find is a repeat goal. A repeat goal is a goal that you didn't even hit last year, so you need to repeat and try and hit it this year. Okay. So different types of things you can put in health and fitness. We're talking everything health and fitness. If you are overweight, put a goal towards that. If you have, unfortunately, if you have like, an ailment or an illness, put a goal towards trying to fix that or moving, not even fixing it maybe in 1 year, but at least making progress towards fixing that. So ailments, weight, illnesses, uh, health and fitness in terms of fitness, so gym, going to the gym, doing cardio, swimming, yoga, meditation. It doesn't also have to be those go get them big gym muscles. No, it doesn't have to be all those goals, right? It can also be more feminine goals around health and fitness, right? So, like I mentioned, meditation, yoga, um, more soft movements. It can be anything around that. So anything that makes you feel well, anything that you should have a balance of both more, hardcore masculine health and fitness goals and also the feminine ones, you should have a mix of both because each of us are both a balance of the masculine and the feminine. Okay. So make sure that you have that balance in your goals. So health checkups and dentist stuff, teeth stuff to go inside here. Health and fitness. I have seen some people put beauty stuff in here, but I prefer for that to be put in the last category or second from last category, which is quality of life. Okay. So these are the sorts of things that you're putting in here. Sleep is also super important. Okay. And what you're consuming, diet, all this stuff. That's sort of like a mix of what my goals are here. Okay. Now let's go into the next category, which is intellectual life, one of my favorite categories. It's freaking awesome. So again, what went well, what didn't go well, bang that on the left. And then on the right hand side, we've got different intellectual life goals. So this is a brand new goal for me this year. I'm gonna play daily brain sharpening games, right? So I've got this app called Luminosity. Again, I'll put it into the session notes down below. Free promo, free promo. I'm not getting paid or anything for saying this, but Luminosity I found is incredible. And this is the app that I use to do brain sharpening games every single day. And I track that I do every single day. Okay. So again, very, very important. Then I've got my reading for 20 minutes per day. And then I've got my learning for 30 minutes per day. So every single day, I do 30 minutes of learning something new every single day. Same applies with reading for 20 minutes every single day. And then my brain sharpening games. These three things for me is enough. Notice how I don't have like 800 different goals, right? I've got a few goals that will really move the needle. So don't go for quantity, really go for quality. A small number of goals, but each one is really powerful and it moves the needle. My voice is going, Jesus. I need honey. I need honey and ginger and turmeric because my throat is going, and I think it's because I've been recording all week with this new YouTube channel. So I'll get that fixed. Next, emotional life. Now, emotional life. In these, actually, sorry, I forgot to mention what kind of other things you can put in here. These are just my ones, right? So intellectual life, you could do things like listening to more podcasts, going to more live events or webinars, picking up a new language. So in 2024, I had a goal of doing my language every day. So I do Duolingo. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Duolingo, but I'll still put the link in the description below, right? But I do Duolingo, which is I do Spanish every single day. My streak at the moment is 800 and something, 860 days or something like that. And I've only missed about, I think I've missed about 20 days out of those 800 and whatever that streak. I've missed about 20 days, which is I'm really really happy with that achievement. So you can do language lessons, right? Anything to do with sharpening the brain, anything to do with growing the brain and um, learning and absorbing information, that goes here. Okay, awesome. Now, emotional life. Frick me. So, emotional life is an interesting category. For this one, I'm implementing Lifebook's emotional life strategy. So, again, the link for Lifebook I'll put down below as well. That's 3 links. Keep track of that. So, Lifebook will go down below. So, this is what I'm implementing this year, the strategy that I'm learning from that course. And also, observe emotional space day every Wednesday. So, this one's quite interesting. So, what I do on this day of Wednesday is I observe what I call emotional space day. So this is where I consciously give myself time to sort of reflect, be more by myself, really feel my emotions more than what I would do or take, I take more time to introspect and look within and see how I'm feeling. I never did that last year. I've never done it in my life, right? So 2025 is the first time that I'm taking a day, which is not that, obviously, I'm not sitting there the whole day meditating, right? It's more like on Wednesdays, I'm consciously giving myself time to think, how am I feeling today? That guy pissed me off. Do you know what I mean? That didn't go well. That went great. I feel in control. I feel out of control. I feel anxious. I feel, sometimes I felt overwhelmed and like I've got a lot going on, which I always do. So it's just time to really just sit with your emotions. And men, God have mercy, men need to do this like now, starting from today, right now. Men need to do this so much more. It's something that I learned actually from a female, obviously. I learned it from a female, and just sitting with your emotions makes you so much more powerful because you're more aware of how you're feeling. And from knowing where you are, you can actually act more accordingly. You can actually, if you know you're feeling a little bit agitated today, when something comes through that could really get you going, really set you off, you're already aware that you're feeling a little bit agitated today. So you take that extra breath, right? And then you look and you assess the situation and you're like, I'm not going to get more triggered than I already am today. I'm going to deal with this in this way. You become so emotionally intelligent and your EQ just skyrockets because you're taking time to think about how you feel. And then what happens is every single day, not on Wednesdays, but even on other days, you just happen to find yourself thinking about how you feel because you did it for like all of Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? So very powerful. I would recommend this goal for anyone and everyone. I'm to be honest. So emotional life, put things in there like taking time to reflect, counting to 10 before you rip your kid to shreds because they didn't wake up on time for school, counting to 10, breathing, controlling your emotions, doing an emotional course. These are the things you want to put in emotional life. Okay. So, use ChatGPT, use AI, use Google, really go deep and try and figure out what kinds of goals you can have across these categories. You may find something that really resonates with you that you didn't even know you wanted to do, but you found it and it looks incredible, right? So that wraps up day 4. Oh my gosh, we're flying. We're absolutely flying. But no, guys, thank you so much for joining. Really, really happy with how today has gone. And we will touch base tomorrow. I really, really also hope that we figured this one out together today. I'll catch you in a bit. Peace. Wait, peace.